start of the 400 meter. Parker's ready to go.
Set.
Hello and welcome back, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. I am excited to be back. 17 days after the season opener, we're back with the outdoor season opener, 17 days since the posting. And in this video, I will be not only running a 3200, which is one of my favorite events, probably my favorite event in high school track and field, but I'm also racing perhaps one of my worst events, and that's an open 400 meter dash. We will be heading down south of Iowa City to a town with a population of roughly 7,300, and despite it being a small town, this meet is actually fairly competitive. So there will be some fast guys in the 32 and some fast guys in the 400 as well. Now, my season goals, I do want to mention this, my season goals for the 3200, and I guess we'll talk about the 1600 as well, but season goals for the 3200, I want to break 10. I'd really like to go under 951.2 because that's the Todd Father's high school PR, and long shot, but I want to qualify for state in the 3200. That's going to be a very difficult goal. For the 1600, I'd like to go under 440. But today's meet, it's the season opener, and my current PR is 10:17. Under normal conditions, I would be looking to run under 10:10. I think I'm capable of running right now. However, it was a windy day, about 30-mile-an-hour winds, and in a 3200, that can be brutal, especially when you get stuck by yourself. So, I forgot to mention, the 400 goal is to go under 60. I've run 62 in a relay, but I've never broken 60. So that's the goal. All right, thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoy.
Into second.
Good afternoon, everybody. Todd Father here. It is Friday, March 25th, 2022. This is the opening outdoor track meet of the City High Boys high school season. As you can hear, it is really, really windy. Temperatures in the mid to upper 40s, 25 to 30 mile per hour winds. This meet was supposed to have taken place yesterday. Got moved to today because of cold temperatures, but we sacrificed a little bit warmer temperatures for 30 mile per hour wind. Not a great day for racing, but great to get the season started. All right, next up is the varsity 3200 meters featuring Parker Max.
Alright, so the race went out pretty quickly, and I settled behind a guy who was going roughly the same pace as me for that first lap, and I really was focusing on trying to stay in the pack as long as I could because it's so windy on that home stretch, and then I want to make the move on the back stretch. We went through in about 70, which was way faster than I was expecting. After a lap, I found myself behind a guy who was slowing down a bit, and I made the bad tactical decision to stick with him for one more lap. So that second lap was about a 77, and then I knew I needed to pick up the pace a little bit and try to make it back up with the group.
About to move up and join with 5 to go.
3:44 for Parker at the
Sebastian Cheney.
3 laps.
Donaldson.
He worked pretty hard on that lap to catch up to this lead group, trying to avoid no man's land into the wind. Coming into the 1600 meter, Parker tried to catch up to that group. He's just not quite able to close that gap.
3 behind him. Cheney, Donaldson, and Matt.
Leaders going through in 5:01, Parker in 5:03.
Alright, so coming through the mile in about 5:01, I was actually feeling really good, and I did not expect to go through the mile that fast when it was so windy, but I was still trying to work my way back up to the group. There were 3 guys that were running really well, and I just wanted to catch back up with them so I didn't have to fight the wind so much. And earlier, I think it was the 3rd lap, I made a big surge to try to catch up with them on the backstretch, but couldn't make it all up in one lap. So that lap was another bad tactical decision. I think what I should have done was just try to cut off about half the distance in one lap, half the distance in another lap, because they ended up going the same pace as me, but the leaders were about 10 to 15 meters in front. But still, I kept fighting through the wind and trying to build my way back up to the leaders.
Lap to go. Parker's at 9:07.
And 10th lap, 25.9 for Sebastian Washington.
10:25 for Parker.
So I ended up running 10:26, and I think that was a great start because last season I opened up the year running 10:25 at this same meet in much better weather conditions. So to be 1 second off last year's season opener and 7 seconds off the indoor season opener, 9 seconds off a PR in 30-mile-an-hour winds, I think was a great race. I also want to give a shout out to the winner, Lance. He led the way the entire race and ran 10 flat, which is just crazy in those conditions. So shout out to him and shout out to the guys who finished in the top 3. Well done. Again, finished 4th, 10:26. Pretty happy with it. And now it's time for a 400-meter dash.
Okay, here we go. Focus. Speed. I am speed. 1 winner. 42 losers. I eat losers for breakfast. Breakfast? Maybe I should have
After it.
breakfast.
On your marks. Set.
The guy made
Okay,
up
next
the
heat out on the track, except for lane 1.
he made up the
Next
stagger
heat
in
out on the track, yellow line.
40 meters.
Except for
Cameron Hayden.
lane-
Mason Wood. Iowa City West out of lane 3.
62.
59.93.
Good job, man. Good track there.
So yeah, 400-meter dash, ran 62, and that wasn't the goal, but still pretty happy with it. I was on pace until 300 meters. I think I went through the 300-meter mark in about 44 seconds, 45 seconds. And then I just got hit by that wall of wind and, you know, that last 100 where you are really feeling the lactic acid in your legs. The 400 meter race is a brutal race, but I'm still quite pleased. So that will do it for today. And I do want to mention this. I think this is kind of interesting. So I've been wearing my watch during races, and during the 3200, I was tracking it and looking at the data. I think it's really interesting to see how the pace would increase here on the back stretch, and then you'd reach the home stretch and it would dramatically slow down. I've never seen a 3200 that I've run where it's this much fluctuation in the pace. So I just thought that was interesting and thought I'd like to share. And one last thing, I know this is a lot of talking, but I want to mention the new setup. It's been a year in the making. We just have been, I guess, procrastinating on getting these pictures up, but we have some magazine covers of great runners throughout history. Behind the camera is Eamon Coughlin. We have Bill Rogers over here to my right. We have Sebco to my right, your left. Jim Ryan to my left, your right. I think that what I'll do is I'll kind of rotate them around so it's not the same each time. And then the tree is over to my left. But yeah, that's the new studio. So it is time for the inquiry of the episode. I want to know, what is your go-to pre-race meal the night before? I'm always a spag guy, you know, spaghetti, maybe some bread, but pasta all the way. And I want to hear from you guys because I've heard some wildly different answers just talking with people on my team and other runners as well. I've heard sushi, I've heard pizza, pasta, burritos. It really varies. So comment below, what do you eat the night before a race? And then also, if you have any ideas that you would like to see for an inquiry of the episode, please let me know, because it's sometimes a struggle, and I would love to have some different questions to ask that you guys want to know, and just to build the community a little bit more. So thank you again for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Live life to the max, run to the max. Goodbye.